Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today we have Sports News episode 75. So we'll be covering the four major sports, going over the latest NFL coaching hires. The NBA trade deadline is approaching, and there's been some pretty big deals made, so we're going to be going over those and my thoughts on some of them. So starting off right with the NBA. Spurs coach Greg Popovich becomes the first coach in NBA history to have 1,500 wins all time, which would include the postseason and the regular season. As I just mentioned, there's been lots of trades recently. The trade deadline is this Thursday, February 10th. So trade number one we're going to be talking about today was between the Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers. The Clippers received Norman Powell, Robert Covington, and in exchange, the Trailblazers got Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, and Keon Johnson, and a 2025 second-round pick that belongs to the Pistons. Next trade, we have the Cavaliers trading for Charis Levert. So, the Cavs got Levert and a second-round pick, which is currently, the Heat's second-round pick. The Pacers got Ricky Rubio, who's currently out with a torn ACL, a lottery-protected first-round pick, the Rockets' second-round pick, and the Jazz second-round pick. Another Trailblazers trade. So, with the trades the Trailblazers have made, it seems to me that they're going into full-fledged rebuild mode. So this time it was with the Pelicans. They traded away C.J. McCollum, Larry Lance Jr., and Tony Snell. In exchange, they got Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and there's two where I'm not sure if I'm going to say their names correctly, but I'm going to try my best. They got Tomas, I'm not going to even try to say his last name, and then Didi Louzada, and a first-round pick and two future second-round picks. And the last trade, the Pacers received Buddy Hield, another guy, I'm not quite sure how to say his name, Tyrese, I'm not completely sure how to say his name, so I'm just not going to say it, and Tristan Thompson. And the Kings got Domantas Sabonis, Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2027 second-round pick. Wizards star guard Bradley Beal, done with trades, Wizards star guard Bradley Beal will miss the remainder of the season after electing to undergo season-ending surgery. This is a big blow to the Wizards, losing their leading scorer and their assist leader for the remainder of the season. The best teams and the worst teams. The best are all from the Western Conference. The Suns, 43-10. The Warriors, 41-13, and the Grizzlies, 37-18. The worst are the Rockets, 15-38, Pistons 12-41, and Magic 12-43. On to the NHL. The Metropolitan Division won the All-Star Game, which was held over the weekend. The NHL announced the 2023 Winter Classic, which is an outdoor hockey event, typically played on New Year's Day, will be held home of the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Capitals' Alex Ovechkin was unable to play in the All-Star Game due to a positive COVID test. However, he will return tonight against the Blue Jackets. Golden Knights' Jack Eichel has his first full contact practice with Vegas, and it appears to me he's close to returning. The best teams in the NHL are the Panthers, 32-10-5, Avalanche, 32-8-4, and Lightning, 31-10-6. The worst teams are the newest team, the Kraken, 15-27-4. The worst team, second worst, Coyotes, 11-30-4, and Canadiens, 8-29-7. A few quick things from the MLB. They're still in a lockout. However, umpire Joe West retired, and he has umpired the most games in MLB history. The MLB Players Association declined the MLB's proposal for a federal mediator to get involved to help end the lockout, and upon ending the lockout, the MLB will stop testing players for steroids. And NFL The Jaguars hired former Eagles head coach Doug Peterson as their new head coach. This could be very good for Trevor Lawrence because Peterson helped Carson Wentz take a MVP caliber leap in year 2 before he tore his ACL. Hopefully for the Jaguars, he could do the same to Trevor Lawrence. The Raiders hired a defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham. He was with the Giants in that same role. The Giants hired Mike Kafka as their offensive coordinator. He was the Chiefs quarterback coach. So I think this is a good move for the Giants. Not only is he coming from a great offense, one of the best offenses in the league, I think he can definitely help the Giants' offense take a step forward. It's nearly impossible to take a step back because considering how bad they were the second worst offense in the league. The Dolphins hired 49ers offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel as their new head coach. I think he's a very good option to help the Dolphins' run game. While he is the head coach, I do think he will still bring value to the run game because he was the run game coordinator before being elevated to offensive coordinator in San Francisco. The Giants hired Brandon Brown as their assistant general manager. He was the Eagles' director of player personnel. The current favorite for the Vikings head coaching job is Rams offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell. The Giants hired Don Martindale as their defensive coordinator, replacing Patrick Graham, who, as I mentioned a few seconds ago, left for Las Vegas. The Saints announced they're going to promote defensive coordinator Dennis Allen to their head coach. Allen was the interim head coach when Sean Payton tested positive for COVID, and he was the coach when the Saints defeated the Buccaneers 9-0. The Patriots hired former Giants coach Joe Judge as an offensive assistant. He was actually with the Patriots before he became the Giants head coach. Raiders interim head coach Rich Bisaccia. They hired him as their special teams coordinator. The Packers special teams needs major help. They were horrible, and they ended up costing them a chance to play in the conference championship. A few quick things from both college sports, football, and basketball. 2023 quarterback recruit Arch Manning has removed Clemson from his schools he's considering. He now has 8 schools on his list. They are LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Florida, Texas, Tulane, and Alabama. Miami hired Michigan offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis as their own offensive coordinator. And star quarterback Caleb Williams, who was in the transfer portal, has announced he will be following former coach of Oklahoma, Lincoln Riley, to USC. In college basketball, I have my weekly predictions out, so make sure to go check those out. I also put out my weekly rankings. However, number 1 Auburn was upset on the road tonight by Arkansas. Rutgers upset Michigan State, and UCLA lost to both Arizona schools. They lost to Arizona and Arizona State in triple overtime. Not Arizona in triple overtime, just Arizona State. And Coach K got his final win at North Carolina as Duke beat them in Chapel Hill on Saturday. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment. If you have any thoughts on certain coaching hirings, if you agree with any of my takes, disagree, and why. And I will see you tomorrow, Wednesday, where we will go over my top 5 players in the Super Bowl.